All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Davis lashing out at Shawn Porter over an interview that he did concerning Devin Haney and himself with Bill Haney. Whole lot of interesting stuff to chop it up about that on. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we've got more flames being thrown around in the 140, 135-pound division, where Gervonta Davis has had enough. Listen to some conversations that took place yesterday or the day before yesterday on the Porterweight podcast. Shout out to the Porterweight podcast, Shawn Porter, all of the different co-hosts that he has there. Think they do a wonderful job. Don't let anything that I say in this video make you think that I think anything but the highest of Shawn Porter and that show. But Gervonta Davis took exception to a lot of the things that were said, some things that were said about him in that particular interview, and I'm going to get into it and then give you my thoughts on it. And he did this by responding on Twitter. Before I get into it, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for coming by and chopping it up with me about boxing. Also, if you are new to the channel, if you are, a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. This video, I gotta say, shout out to the Pullout Bandit, who I did block on my channel. Man, much as I like talking about boxing, dude, I really don't like when people call me a liar, especially when I say that I'm irritated about this ridiculous conversation continuing to go on and on. Just because I talk about it doesn't mean that I'm not irritated. I do get irritated about it because I don't think this Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis conversation is really going to amount to a hill of beans. But at the same time, got a lot of subscribers, got a big following, a lot of people come by this channel to talk to me about boxing. So I got to do videos and tell people what I think about the topics that they're asking me about. This one being one of the more irritating ones for me. Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. Gervonta Davis takes to Twitter and he responds to Shawn Porter off of obviously what Bill Haney said about Gervonta Davis. And what Bill Haney said was that he didn't think Gervonta Davis was confident in fighting Devin Haney, that because the last time that they were in the ring together, he got beat up or he got smoked by Devin Haney, that's why he doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. Now, what does Gervonta Davis say? He says in response, now ask Shawn this question. If I beat his ASS in the gym and he was over 147 pounds, why TF would I be scared to fight an MF with just a nose? Stuff spelled SH.I.T, not adding up. Now, what is Gervonta Davis talking about? If you recall, before Shawn Porter fought Terence Crawford, he brought in Gervonta Davis into Vegas, or Gervonta Davis was in Vegas, and the two of those guys sparred, and Shawn Porter was really taken back by how sharp and how talented Gervonta Davis was. Gervonta Davis was in that sparring. So Gervonta is reminding him, look, man, if I was going to be scared of a guy with just a nose, and I do believe he's talking about Devin Haney's nose, it's the only thing I can make sense of is that he's saying Devin's got a big nose. Don't get mad at me for saying that. That's just what it reads like to me. I got a big nose myself, so I'm not someone to be pointing fingers, but it seems like that's what Gervonta Davis is saying. Now, the sparring that took place with Devin Haney, let me talk about that for a hot second. Devin Haney sparred Gervonta Davis several years ago, 16-ounce gloves, headgear. Adrian Broner said that Gervonta Davis hit him with something, had him out on his feet. Devin Haney Bill Haney and those guys talked about continuing the sparring match. After the sparring match took place, Devin did work and had the better of the sparring session. Okay, now that is what you call sparring. Similar to, and not much more should be put into it than that. You have, and so then you have, again, in this situation, sparring with Gervonta Davis and Shawn Porter. Gervonta's just saying, man, what in the world reason would I have to be scared of this dude? Now, do I believe that Gervonta Davis is scared of Devin Haney? No, I do not believe that. I do not believe that Devin Haney is scared of Gervonta Davis either. I am irritated by the conversation because I do not think that the fight is going to take place. And there is plenty of other really good fights that can take place that people could actually be talking about and actually develop interest in, instead of tying Devin Haney's name to Gervonta Davis with no end in sight. Just oppose that to the Errol, Spence, and Terence Crawford conversation that went on for so long. The entire time that people were talking about that fight, they were in the same weight class. Javante was at 135. Devin was at 135. I mean, Errol Spence Jr. was at 147, and Terence Crawford was at 147. So Terence Crawford held the WBO world title. Errol Spence Jr. held the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC, right? Got them over a period of time, but they were both champions from the time Terence Crawford got there and won his first fight in that division. They all became champions. They were all champions at the same time. So the fight was very realistic fight to take place. Same thing could be said about Arthur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, where they're both champions at 175 pounds at the same time. A fight can be made. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. These guys are all at the same weight classes. These are reasonable fights to be made. Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez. Reasonable fight to talk about because they're both in the weight division at the same time. On and on and on we could go, okay? This fight, Devin Haney is not in the weight class of Gervonta Davis anymore, and he will probably never be that. The most you can possibly hope to get is that Gervonta Davis will leave 135 and go to 147, but he better do it within the next couple of months, because after that, Devin Haney's not going to be there. Devin Haney is a full-fledged, what he looks like to me is a full-fledged welterweight who is still cutting down their weight a little bit more than they should for their own health purposes, right? But for Gervonta Davis to say, look, man, why in the world would I be scared of this dude? I'm telling you right now, irritating Gervonta Davis is not going to get the fight done. I don't believe it, because he has a bunch of people around him that are also responsible and work with him for making those fights. But I do appreciate him jumping out, saying something about Shawn Porter, it getting heated, all that good old stuff, because, hey, that is something to talk about. But look, man, I'll talk about content that I enjoy talking about. I'll talk about things that I don't enjoy talking about. It is what it is. It's a boxing channel. We talk all things boxing. And I don't always talk about them in videos. Videos are for the video or for the topics that people ask me about and need to be addressed right away. Other than that, I talk about everything you want in the live streams that we do every day from about 8 a.m. in the morning Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, to about 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join me then and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And with that, I'm out. Peace.